Okay, everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm here, aka the original card game for the win. Yeah, it's been a while. Things have happened. I know that, yeah, new job has kind of thrown things in disarray in terms of doing videos on like several things at once. But sometimes I will come back to various things like these, and I'm thinking it was kind of a good idea to just do a bit of a opening spree. Because there's been a lot of interesting things out now, like Kamigawa Neon Dynasty has an alchemy thing that's happened. There's been various events and things that's kind of popped up along the way, and every time they do an alchemy thing, of course, they're going to have an event to let you just get into it and get some extra stuff. But the big thing is just kind of just seeing how far I've come along, because I've came along pretty fair with my mastery on this one. Like, let's see, the level is like at level 70 at this time. It's going to be a little narrow to get that 25 days thing, and whenever a new Capena drops. Or not necessarily per se. It's more or less. I'm not sure how this goes by comparison, but it's gonna be a little narrow. But along the way, might as well do a little bit of opening party. I've been opening a lot of the ones I've been getting along the way. I'll have one more there, but as you can see, I've just kind of just the only darn lips. The only packs I've kept this time has been the ones from the original set of 50 that I got with my my pre-orders. So it's going to be kind of interesting seeing just how well that's going to finish me off in terms of the set from where I am. And it's been very interesting collecting, and there's also something I'm going to show off a bit later that has to do with one thing that they added along the way, and that was kind of some interesting boost to Jumpstart. I don't know if I'll get to that. Hopefully at some point I will. But it's just, well, maybe I can just kind of show it off. It's just kind of a quick showing of just how good a couple things just combined. It's interesting, and it's not going to necessarily need any playtesting to show off, but it's just kind of a fun. I actually managed to pull off something that was incredibly unlikely in terms of card gathering. Like, not necessarily a particular combo, although I've done some pretty interesting ones there. But this is just one of those things where whenever I show it off, it's going to be like, okay, that was just a sweet draw. But I can actually show it off because of how it's done, and that makes things so much easier. Anyhow, I'm going to get to the opening party first of just tapping these off right before I get my last pack on the mastery. And then I'm going to show off something that just, the odds of that have got to be slim. Let's just say that. But, okay, let's do this first. So I don't have too much left to collect. In fact, that's one of the I have like several uncommons I needed to collect, and that was one of them, with Spinning Wheel Kick. Again, as I say, sometimes getting a common or uncommon that you're after specifically is sometimes harder than getting a rare or mythic rare because of how they're spread out. So, yeah. As you can see, I actually got another copy of one of the rares I already had, and I got my first of this uncommon there. So, case in point. Now, this one is very interesting as to how it works, and you just get one thing with Death Touch, and you can just wipe out the enemy's creatures so hardcore because of how that one operates. So yeah, that one can be painful if you've got a lot of mana, which is pretty easy when playing green. Anyhow, okay, I'm replenishing some of my my wild cards. I did spend an absolute load of them recently to collect the last of some older sets. So that was... Oh, I finally got the King of Ninjas. Thank you, Satoru Umezawa, for showing up whenever I was doing this opening run. Because I needed you as one of my remaining rares. And he makes everything suddenly a ninja. So he's pretty cool. Okay. The one who made the reality chip. Very story. Wait, did it show that up before? Yeah, I guess it just predicted that was gonna be it. Okay, fair enough. Okay. And just showing up about how often you get some of the cool equipment creatures. Again, this one is the Energizer Bunny. I don't know why nobody else seems to call this out, but this is the Energizer Bunny. Just saying. It's absurdly obvious this is the Energizer Bunny. Okay, moving away from the Energizer Bunny and little Splinter. Oddly enough, I got that from one of my other packs before I did this, so yeah. But still, Eater of Virtue is interesting. I have a thing for equipment, and it's just cool that I've collected pretty much all the legendary equipment in the game, in terms of MTG Arena. So, yeah, it's really weird. There was, like, no legendary equipment in, like, all of Magic Duels, which... There's one or two that should have been in there, but they were kind of left out, and something else was put in. So in those particular sets, it is kind of weird how they handled that. But at least here, this is straight up like the legendary equipment that you'd be after normally. So thank you for just keeping everything in the set that you should be in this version. I mean, again, Magic Duels had an odd thing there, but this is MTG Arena. Everything comes in pretty much as it should. So there we go. Straight up mythic rare wildcard. I can dig that, because I did need to replenish a few. And there's a few sets I need to finish off too, and those mythic rares will go a long way towards that. And speaking of wild cards, hello, and a equipment creature. Got the chain flail centipede here. I'm probably gonna have pretty much most of my equipment creatures just maxed out in number pretty soon. I do like them. They're basically like Transformers. Oh, this brings up what I was gonna show off. I got this another way the first time, and it's just like, yeah, that was a thing that happened. So, just saying, it's gonna be funny whenever I show off how I got that first. Just how crazy it was. Did I nick it and it not actually go through? That's weird. Didn't know that could happen. I'm sorry. The thing. Okay. More wild cards are back. I don't know. I think that's my third Shrine Steward. But, I mean, if you're going Shrine, you totally want to have that one around there, just for that extra bit of, you get another Shrine. March of Otherworldly Light. You can totally just exile something with that. Yeah, there's that Fox Ninja that took me a while to collect before. Or is that the first time I just got it, and it's not saying it? Again, it's a weird, it sometimes doesn't quite do that right, but... Oh! First Reckoner Bankbuster. Thank you. Thank you. I've been collecting them for a while, and this is the first time I've got this one, so... Yeah, that one's kind of defying me in terms of the odds for a while, and here it is. So, the Reckoner Bankbuster is now with me. Thank you. That's the last mech I needed. No, I think I need one more mech. The Acquisition Octopus. Again, always nice to see an equipment creature, because they're basically Transformers in MTG. Restoration of a Ganjo. So, one of the rarest sagas. I was talking about shrines earlier. Here's your shrine. I didn't name a deck that. I named it Ryzen Shrine. Okay, that's a different story. The Kappa Tech Wrecker. I think this is only my second one, actually. Which means I need 2 more to collect the full set of 4 Ninja Turtles. I mean, we know they were doing it. Invoke Justice. Yeah. Talk about Ninja Turtles and Invoke Justice. A little on the nose. Let me see here. Okay, that was quick. I think that's my 3rd one already. Ah, one of the uncommons I needed. Nice. Ah, Arm Guard familiar. So hey, another of our cool Transformer type equipment creatures. Raiju. Oh gosh, that thing is kind of a little crazy. A very angry spirit. Hello again, Light Paws. Nice to see you. Invoke Calamity. That's my first one of those. Is that the last invocation I needed, though? Is a good question. I'm not entirely sure. Wildcard's back. Yeah, I'm gonna have a serious build-up. I think there's like something I might finish off with that thing, too. Okay. Kitsune Ace. Hey, if you're gonna do like a vehicle deck at some point, you need pilots to go with them. March of Wretched Sorrow. 7 creature planeswalker is gonna take a hit from that one. Okay, the Acquisition Octopus again. So, hello again, Transform. Straight up a rare wild card. Nice. Upriser Renegade, another one of the uncommons I was still needing. So sweet. I've gotten this one before, but it's nice to see it again because you could do some crazy things with this one. Once it transforms into Vessel of the All-Consuming, you don't have to worry about that whole counter charging up situation if you do it right, because there's some power-ups you can do for creatures that's just ridiculous. So yeah, that thing would just fall over a bit. It's what it's there for. Okay, one of the life-giving lands, which is always nice. Ooh, my first Takenuma, Abandoned Mire. Okay, Takenuma. This one is one of the legendary lands from this round of Kamigawa, and they have that channel ability. And might I add, that does not count as normal when it comes to lands. That if you use a channel ability, that doesn't even count as doing things the normal way. Like that just counts as an ability. It just counts as an ability, and you can do that at instant speed. So just saying that you can just totally interrupt somebody with that one and just do stuff. Now that one not as much as some others. Like there's some that are really meant for it, like Biganjo, See the Empire. That one is really meant for it. Hello again. Just showing that this is how quickly you can collect shrines. This one, I mean, it's okay, but it's just plays better whenever you have a lot of shrines. Like this is meant to go with a shrine deck. It doesn't really go well if it's one of the only shrines you have. So better off historic shrines. Just saying. Ishin, nice to see you again, Ishin. Yeah, this guy. Let's just say I have some plans for this one. Persona. It's just so many good samurais that have like good things they can do in this round here. And the interesting thing is how much they also theme those along with warriors. Because a lot of abilities are saying if a samurai or warrior attacks alone. Okay. Prodigy's prototype is interesting, but the automated artificer is interesting. It's an artificer that's itself an artifact creature. So, just saying that's just kind of an interesting thing. Ah, Thousand Face Shadow, one of the great ninjas. That one is definitely wacky how that works. Yeah. So you're going up there. Ah, another transformer, the Bronze Plate 4. Alongside one of those that, as I said, has that whole thing about samurais and warriors. This one is whenever you do that, you may cast target enchantment card from your graveyard that turn. That can come in really handy, especially if there's some that you've been using to buff your samurais. And these two together would be interesting because it would also cost one less. And you'd be able to get the Ancestral Katana equipped to it by just paying one. So that one you could kind of shuffle around a bit. Just Shrine Steward. It's just like a good number of those samurai and their warrior attacking alone triggers are just right in this one pack. Another Reckoner Bank Buster. It's interesting what they consider a treasure token in this set. Ah, the Anvil. I have something interesting out based on that. Not necessarily the regular design for it, but yay. This thing has some interesting combos. Our guard familiar, so I got another transformer there. I think that might be my last one I needed. March of Burgeoning Life. Speaking of things I needed, I definitely needed this one. So, thank you. Well, it's interesting how that one actually works. Choose target creature with mana value less than X. Search your library for a creature card with the same name as that creature put on the battlefield tab. So is it better for just increasing the numbers of something you already have? Not really good thing with this style, but everything else comes up real nice. And again, with that whole, we have a lot of good boosters for creatures now. So. Invoke the Ancients. That's another one I really needed. A couple of really strong spirits in a row. Very fast. And the fact that you can choose different counters really makes this very flexible. Where are we on, okay, that built up really quickly. Okay. This one I just think is very good thematic. like the ultimate cut. Like that ogre's like, am I really cut that fast? Like, am I basically dead now? What's going on? he's so confused when he's getting killed by that samurai. He's like, shwink! He got hit with the classic Zen Tetsuka move there, and he's like, what's going on? Yo, Storm's Edge. Again, so many things for. I'm gonna have like some differently themed stuff going on here at some point. Like I've got like a very warrior themed deck I'm gonna do that have like every time I attack alone, everything triggers. This thing is very strong for an uncommon. Board 2, whenever you cast an artifact spell, not when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Patchwork Automaton. Just pointing out that phrasing there. Like, the effect doesn't even have to complete. It can just be cast. So someone can counter it, and this thing still gets a bonus. Change Flail Centipede, so the Transformers are definitely rolling out. Invoke Despair. That thing can be very painful. Dunjo Uprising. One of those that I was debating whether or not I'd really want to spend a wild card on, so glad I got it randomly, because I'd be very reluctant to really spend a wild card on this, because it just seems like it doesn't quite balance out the way you really want it to. That thing comes in handy more times than you'd think. It's way better than just its bonus would to the enchanted creature would suggest. Because that initial enters the battlefield for destruction effect comes in pretty handy. So Raiju. Okay. Okay. Oh, the Tawashi Guide bot. Nice. You have a bot just guiding you around going, hey, let me show you the city. Now the Simian Sling, we have a Transformer. This was actually one of the first ones of these, reconfigure type equipment creatures, aka Transformers, that was ever previewed, actually. So yeah, it's like the first time when you look at it and going, okay, what does all this mean? What's going on here? How is it both equipment and a monkey? And then they describe how it works, like one of the later cards, like, okay. So it's definitely a lot like how you'd expect it to, and I think they basically revised the old equipment rule a little bit just for these creatures. Because they're going, now that we're doing that, kind of just got to say that, yeah, you can have an equipment that's a creature equip a creature, it just isn't a creature while it's equipped. Or attached to something, I should say. Surge Hacker Mech. This thing can just knock something out of the park so quickly. My vault is powered. I just noticed that. Full transfer, and I might as well do this. Like, I needed that boost of wildcards anyhow, so thank you. Yeah, that was a good boost. I needed that. Ah, Mr. Super Ninja has shown up again. Nice. The Uncharted Haven's actually pretty nice. Pick a color, and it just gives you mana of that color. So whatever mana you need for your stuff, that'll take care of the problem. This guy's effect totally stacks. Just saying. Shenanigans you could do with this one whenever you copy it several times over, just have more than one in your deck, is just kind of funny. Arch of Wretched Sorrow again? Okay. Ah! The other one. This is the one about the artifact cards. Yeah, I got that one before, but just saying. You gotta admit, that's an interesting sound effect they chose for Chiron creatures. And this is a very special equipment creature. I mean, as long as you can really protect what it's equipped to, you literally can't use. Darn it, you literally can't lose as long as you can protect that thing. Well, as long as it's equipped to something, anyhow. Ah, the high-speed hover bike. I think that was also one of the last remaining uncommons I needed to collect from the set to complete it, so nice. Also, some special meaning to that one, but that's a whole other story. believe it or not, I have gotten this one earlier, so no, that's not a first. This thing can do some pretty wacky stuff, so yeah. Anything referring to that old legend is an interesting thought. Yep. Okay, yep. Let me just kind of zip over here. Another straight-up rare wild card. I think I have enough to complete some of the remaining sets I was thinking of doing, so yeah, I'm gonna have a field day with that one. Okay, I've definitely got all these copies of the Chainfell Centipede, so that's definitely rebuilding my vault progress pretty quickly there. Oh, my first Sokinzen, Crucible Defiance. I don't think it really spells out Defiance. Ironically, is a Ganjo, Seed of the Empire, because I mean, making spirits just seems kind of like an Imperial thing, yet blasting an attacking or blocking creature in your way just seems more like Defiant. So I'm wondering if these two effects were reversed, would it just seem more appropriate? I don't know, I'm just a little musing on that one. Hello again, Junji, the Midnight Sky. It's always nice to see a legendary dragon. Can I finally get the last two that I'm after? I need Kairi and Atsushi. I'm definitely getting a lot of ninjas this round. Well, that's a couple legendary dragons practically in a row, so yeah. And Kyodai, oh gosh, this one's got some history. And Leech Gauntlet, one of Black's very interesting transformers other than the Chainfell Gauntlet, yeah. I do have Blade of the Oni already, just saying, so it's just saying you can collect them all pretty quickly. Mostly. Your odds with Blade of the Oni may be very different. So, yeah. Satsuki, the Living Lore. Okay, Satsuki. You definitely help with sagas. That's definitely something I can say. If you love running sagas, you will love Satsuki's Living Lore. Farewell. You know, it would have been absolutely crazy if that was the absolute last pack I opened out of this video. That would be just the perfect timing. just saying. Just saying. Just for the title of that card, that would be flawlessly perfect. Okay. Oddly enough, I'm on my third of these already. This reminds me whenever I was collecting all those Bahamut's before I finally got Vecna completed. Okay. Enormous energy blade. That's just one of those things where you're going, yeah, that picture, that really fits the title on that one. Oh, finally the Kami War. Been waiting for this one for quite some time. This one and Okagachi Made Manifest could get just very crazy very quickly. Especially when that whole, that ability is just like, okay, what's gonna happen? So like, yeah, that thing will definitely smack things around pretty hard afterwards. The Long Reach of Night. I was discussing sagas, and now this one came up. This was one of the uncommons I still needed, and it was one of the sagas, so yeah. Straight up rare wild card. Okay, fair enough. And quite like making a land hit like a truck. Okay. What's that? Scrap welder. That one can kind of flip your stuff around pretty quickly. Ninjas and ninja gear, definitely coming through. And mechs. Get your mechs while they're hot. Or at least fresh off the factory floor. Okay. Yo, yeah. Lizard blades, I can certainly say, is very interesting equipment. This equipment creature, yeah. Whether you're equipping it up to power it up or using it to power something else up, they will fit together very well because of that double strike. That's just one of those things that's just beautiful every time you see it. Now, I've got a couple of these guys already, but not as many as you might think. But can I just get a couple of more Ninja Turtles in my last thing? Because that would be nice if I had the whole set of 4. March of Swirling Mist. I have, oddly enough, not seen much of that happening, but you never know. That thing could definitely be very useful if you want to, say, phase out most of the enemy's army in your way suddenly for the big blow. Okay, Persona is definitely liking to make appearances right now. Okay, and how close will I be after this last one? That's the big question. That was one of them I really needed out of my rares, with the Mind Link mech. That thing is very cool. It basically becomes a copy of the non-legendary creature that crewed it, and except it's 4/3, it's a flying vehicle, and that's in addition to everything else that whatever that creature had. So this thing just takes on aspects of whatever crews it and goes nuts. And with all the other stuff in Kamigawa, that can get absolutely cranked. Imagine the enemy has nothing to defend against flying. You have crewed it using the lizard blades, and this thing only has a crew cost of 1. So now it's got flying and double strike. And you didn't even have to, like, equip the lizard blades to it. You could, but you could theoretically just use the lizard blades to crew it, and suddenly it has a double strike. So, yeah, just saying. Now, let's see how close I got after this explosion of cards that's about to hit my collection. Yeah, I have a lot of things maxed out now. Then get after I've got these all flickered off new. Let me, was actually my 4th lizard blades. I lost track in between, I must admit. I still only have 2 Ninja Turtles, though. I need the other 2 at some point. I'll get them along the way. Okay, now I've got through all that, so let's see, what do I have left of Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty? Less than a page. Less than a page. Okay, that is really good to know. And I'm within striking range, I believe. Yeah, I could just throw these at it if I wanted to, because I am clearly within striking range if I want to just go for it. So that's a good thing to know, that I can just finish it off if I would. But there's other sets I might also finish off first, so we'll see, because this one's still pretty current. Now, there is that last thing I was going to show off right before I left off, and that's and not me playing a deck that's just nuts. That's a different thing. Okay, here's the thing I was going to show off. There's a few themed, a few of the theme packets that work particularly well together in terms of just getting good cards you're after. And now, I was going after high tech because I knew that it might have the Mech Titan core, and I was going after Prismari whenever I could get it because I knew it had Galzeth Prismari, which was the last of the Founder Dragons I needed. And I actually, on this one run, got both of them in one shot. So I got Mech Titan core and Galzeth Prismari by going with high-tech Prismari. So that combination came in beautifully there, and it comes in. I mean, there's a lot of things that shows up in this otherwise that you might be after. So it's not a bad combo for collecting stuff. In terms of actual combat, it may vary, but as you can see, I did at least get a win with it, or a couple actually. So it shows that it works out. But again, just in terms of collecting like stuff, you can get like the Mech Titan core and Galzeth Prismari in one run like I did. It's unlikely, but I did it. So I showed it can work. And I'm trying to remember if this is when I actually first unleashed Mech Titan core, as I was playing this, and I actually got enough other stuff around here to assemble Mech Titan. So that was a thought. Anyhow, that's kind of what I wanted to show off there currently. So for now, I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from y'all later. Bye for now, everybody. And remember, MTG forever.